Hello everyone.
Hello,
My name is Aura Maria Ruiz.
and my name is Palandra Pulgarin. The students play a very important role in their learning process. Tutor said as a teacher can no longer assume students sample students. Each student have different personality and another aspect. The individual learns or attributes. The first is age. Many investigations affirm that the young people learn easier than adults. This is true. The young people acquire more high levels in the second language, but the adults have a more constant and faster process. The second aspect is aptitude. The aptitude is ability that person has to learn either the language or any abilities. Many teachers say some students have talent to learn either the second language. Today exists a test named Modern Language Aptitude Test. This measure the language aptitude is only take in account the grammar or phonetic encoding. In this case, the teacher must take in account the method that the student needs or must adapt to the learning style. The third aspect is personality. The personality tells us who learner is. Friedman investigated and found the different aspects that compose the personality of the students. The first is an extraversion and introversion. An extraversion person is a person sociable, and introversion person is a person more reserved. Okay, the extroversion people do with most facility the communicative exercise, and the introversion people do with most facility the logical and perception exercise. Another aspect of the personality is anxiety. Gardner defined it as a tension or oppression, and this associated with the L2 or language 2. The anxiety can become of the many factors, for example, the motivation or content.
Now let's talk about the contribution and aptitudes of the learners. The first is motivation. This is defined by Dornier as a concept that explains why person acts or behind in a certain way. There are several types of motivation. The first is self-efficacy theory by Bandura. It is how a person perceives their abilities to do certain tasks. The second is attribution theory by Weiner. It is how past failures can affect a person's future actions. The third is self-determination theory by Denson and Rain. Here we talk about the intrinsic, extrinsic motivation. And the last is social motivation. This has to do with how the socio-cultural context influence motivation.
Beliefs, preferences, and misconceptions. Beliefs have a great influence on teaching and learning each person has. The students brings the class their beliefs that are of themselves or also as apprentices. Having certain beliefs drive us to motivate students to perceive that they are able to learn other language. When we are going to learn something, we adapt different techniques or procedures to obtain the new knowledge. All people have different learning styles. This depends on the personality type each person has. As teacher, we must examine the different style each student has, and before that, design different learning styles of classes.
Tihan, 1998, defined the learning styles as the characteristic manner in which an individual chooses to approach a learning task.
This table summarizes the main characteristics of this categorization of learning styles: field independence and field dependence.
New learning styles appeared in the 1980s. David Kolb in 1988 and his model of experiential learning. According to Kolb, when people have the opportunity to apply knowledge, skills, and feelings to specific situations in which they participate in a first-stage experiential learning cycle. These 4 stages of experiential learning cycle give rise to the notion of 4 distinct learning styles. In the 1970s, students said that classes were boring and monotonous. To promote learning, John Rubin in 1975 set the tone for future research on what differentiates successful language learners from those who are not. Faced with this, some criticisms were made, and the ability to behave consciously depends on the personality traits of the students, the learning style and motivation, and many other factors, so the result of the investigation is not conclusive. However, a real opportunity for teachers to evaluate and revise their beliefs and take into account the differences of the students.
Learning strategies are the tools that the students can use to learn something and process the information. Strategies are defined as the thoughts or actions that people often use to help themselves learn better. Oxford in 1919 defines the learning strategies as specific actions taken by the student to make learning easier, faster, more enjoyable, more self-direct, more effective, and more transferable
The
to
students'
other
autonomy
situations.
movement should be highlighted in the program. Holek in 1981 in HAL 2011 defines student autonomy as the ability to take charge of their own learning. As teachers, we must instruct our students in a wide variety of strategies that will possibly help them learn independently in order to increase student autonomy. Some strategies that can help our students can be reading strategies, use of monolingual dictionaries, vocabulary activities.
In conclusion, as teacher, it is important to know our students, and there are other factors that also affect a student's learning. And it's not only as students, but also as son, friend, grandson, citizens. And there is a life outside that must also be had taken into account, and it can greatly affect your learning process.
Everything that makes up a student, like his attributes, qualities, and actions, are a big part of his good performance. We are all different and we have different ways to process our knowledge. As teachers, we must remain at all times of learning and accept the learning that each person has.